Okay, hello. For some of you guys, this will be our last ever morning thing. So put your computers away. I'm talking to you, Kenny. Um, Nathan, quit telling some random story about a movie none of us have heard of. Anyways, a couple of things. One, if you're still not done with your academics, get it together. You should have plenty of time to do that. And two, if you haven't finished the 30 chords in 60 seconds, like, come on, that's all you got to do. If that doesn't get finished, you're not going to pass that class. It's pretty simple. Get it done. Bass players, everybody included. Moving on to more fun things. I was mowing the lawn the other day, and I've been listening to a lot of two different things. One is early garage rock. And the other is all the stuff that was happening in downtown New York in the late 70s into the early 80s. So that would be like the Ramones, Talking Heads, Gang of Four, Blondie, Television. What else? Anyway, those are the ones I've been listening to. And anyways, so we're going to talk about a couple of those things real quick. One is from like 60s garage rock, this band called the Sonics. Now, the Black Keys, I'm realizing, completely just ripped off the Sonics. They just straight up covered Have Love, Will Travel. And it's an awesome riff. The thing I like about them is they're kind of a precursor to punk. They took like what the Beatles were doing and the Stones are doing, and they amped it up. And specifically with the Sonics, what I like is the drums are really... like there's tons of low end and they're distorted and it was a nice rough gritty texture. So here is if it'll work, Have Love Will Travel, which Black Keys redid and was on some commercials and things. It's a cool song, but it's like a 1-4-5 blues with a cool little riff, and they didn't write it either, but the Sonics really. Here it is. So that's a cool riff, pumped up blues. The thing that pulled me their direction though was the song "Money," which is a famous old garage rock song. It's just 1-4-5, and the riff is kind of like a. You see me? All right, so it's like a. One of those kind of riffs. That's what I want. That whole kind of vibe, right? So we'll check that out. Four chords. 1. 5 chords. 4. Now their stuff is just straight up blues, just with a lot more kind of guts to it. That little blues riff that my guitar is like a quarter tone higher. Goes to the 4 chord. Back to the 1. And then it just does 5, 4, 1. Which is kind of cool. Now the other thing I wanted to show you guys about, which is a band I've really been into lately, which is called Television. Now the thing that they've done that's really cool is they have like a jazz drummer. This is from the 70s. This is from like 76. They have a jazz drummer, and they have a guitarist who knows some jazz chords, and they write pop sounding stuff, but then when they jam, it's non-blues, so it doesn't sound like Zeppelin or funky blues. And there's no blues influence in their jamming. It's their own weird kind of avant-garde, jazzy jamming. So I think it's where the Strokes stole all their stuff. So this is this album called Marquee Moon, which is a very famous album. That's what the album looks like. Marquee Moon, very famous. Little jazz chord. It's very cool. But then when they jam, see, his improvising isn't based in, it's real scale sounding, and it's not based in blues or licks or riffs, which is just interesting. So that's that. So check out the Sonics. There's a bunch of good riffed up or pumped up blues riffy stuff. And then Television, this album Marquee Moon's very, very cool. And it's stuff that was happening in New York in the mid-'70s. All right, wrapping it up. You're going to have a clinic today at 10 o'clock with Joel Greenberg. This is a non-guitar clinic. Help get some chairs set up if you can. He is going to be talking about making money as a musician. He does a bunch of different stuff. He plays, he records, and I hope he plays some music for it that he's recorded in his studio. Have a good weekend. I will see you guys, seniors, on Tuesday. We're going to go out to lunch, and then I'll be there for a little bit with juniors, and then I'll be back on a little bit on Wednesday. All right, awesome. See you guys.